Isekai are a dime a dozen, and either a series is good, or they have to make things more interesting with their own shtick, like having a smartphone in another world, wearing a bear suit, getting trapped in a game. No, not that one, the good one. Database, 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 whoa! Or becoming a vending machine. Yeah, a vending machine. Look, whether it's good or generic, I really like isekai. I'm not sure why, but I do. And fairly recently, I read an isekai title that sounded kinda funny and enjoyable. Cautious Hero. The hero is overpowered, but overly cautious. This series follows Seya Ryuguin, the overly cautious hero, who gets summoned by the goddess Restarte to save the world of Gilbrande from the Demon Lord's wrath. And then we're treated to a legendary journey with overpowered battles, companionship, funny moments, and whatever the that is. But most importantly, the hero's insane level of paranoia this new world has to endure. Spoilers for the cautious hero. Also like the video and sub to the channel. So I mentioned our overly cautious hero. Now let's talk about some other characters. Like Restarte. She's new to the goddess thing and isn't great at it. Also in their party is Mash, a Dragonkin warrior, and Alulu, a Dragonkin mage. Sounds pretty cool. Well, they just carry Seiya's stuff. Then there's Ariadoa. She's better at her job than Restarte. Also Booba, Adanella, the creepy goddess. Well, except when she takes a bath. Valkyrie, the goddess of chains and groping. Metis, the goddess of nymphomania. Cerseus, the god of swordsman baking. He bakes now. Ishtar, boss goddess. Also Rosalie, her kingdom's successor and punching bag. Her father Walks, Emperor of Roseguard. He may or may not be evil. Chaos Machina, big Opie demon lady. Death Mongla, evil skeleton guy. Beelzebub. What's with these names? Beelzebub, big ass fly demon thing. Eraser Kaiser, dead in one shot. And Xenosaurod. Yeah, the Demon Lord guy. He, doesn't matter. So let's talk about Seya being overly cautious. Because he's kind of insane. Despite being overpowered as fuck, he spends all of his time working out and training over and over. All he wants to do is train. And eventually just exercising doesn't really help. So he goes and gets help from the other gods. He trains in swordsmanship with Cerseus, then worked him so hard he retired from being a god and just started baking He then trains with Adanella, who likes his insanity so much she falls in love with him. And then she cleans up to act all cutesy with him. But then he rejects her because all he wanted to do was train. Then his rejection sends her on a rampage throughout the Divine Realm. He trains with Metis to learn some archery skill, and of course he picks it up very quickly. But then she tries to pounce on him to fill her, sexual desires. She even tries to use Mash as an appetizer. Then Seya shoots an arrow in her head. And later he trained with Valkyrie to learn this impossible skill only she can do. She even warns him humans can't handle her training. Well, turns out her training was just sex. Yeah, he doesn't register what's going on, or really care. He's just focused on getting stronger. Man, rejecting Adanella and handling Valkyrie, despite her warning? This dude's a Chad. I mean, even when he first got summoned, he didn't leave his room for days. He worked out non-stop to raise his power level, even though apparently that wouldn't raise his stats. But that didn't stop him. He did it anyway. Yeah, Seya does the impossible all the time, and it usually harms others around him. His cautiousness also causes harm. This man would let Chaos Machina kill villagers before heading out unprepared. And even after defeating her, Seya would burn a village to the ground just to make sure she's dead. He lets Beelzebub drop some knights just to see what he's up against, then disrespects the out of Rosalie over it. He leads some spirit thing into the Divine Realm and lets it take out everyone just to get away from it. Aside from all that, he treats his party like ass, always calling Restarte useless. I mean, she is, but don't say it out loud. He never lets Mash or Alulu do much of anything, except use their skills to clean up fly corpses. He walks all over them. But turns out, it's kind of on purpose. Later, Seya goes to fight the Demon Lord by himself, because he doesn't want to lose anyone in his party. Then it's revealed this wasn't his first time being summoned. He was previously summoned to another world by Ariadoa. And in that world, he was reckless, not cautious at all. So when he fought the Demon Lord that time, his entire party was killed, including their healer that was pregnant with his child. Why did this get sad? And that same girl was reborn as Restarte. This whole time, with no memory of that world, he's been changing his mistakes. Then Seya sacrifices himself to defeat the Demon Lord, and sadly, only as he dies, he remembered who Restarte was. Seya's sacrifice saved Geobrande, and sometime after, a depressed Restarte is given a new world to save. And on the list of heroes she can summon is one Seya Ryugyuin. And so the story of the cautious hero starts anew, in another world. Presumably. So the cautious hero is a pretty good satire of your typical isekai. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's funny, the animation is pretty good, the OSTs aren't anything special. But the OP, now that's something I'll add to my Spotify. It's the kind of hype song you'd fist pump to at Karma after a day of gym tan laundry. You like that Jersey Shore reference? Well, anywho, that's the cautious hero. It's a good time, and I recommend it. Well, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, have a nice day.